people watching or listening, or the people that are commenting, which would be great because I like you guys so very much. But that's not necessarily true. Sometimes now I'm trying to get an angle so they can see me on YouTube. It's always, it's always something, guys. You know what? Your life's going along fine, and then you try something new, and it has its own problems. So we're good enough. You know what? We're good enough in the rough. So this show is built around three things. And what are those three things? What are three things, Tone? They're built around three things. Your questions or comments right here on Facebook Live, or on YouTube, or on the radio network. Some autograph, memorabilia, piece of fluff, toy, etc. that we have laying around here in the home office that we share with you. And then we, the producer was just looking like, what was that noise? I have a second phone, and I don't have the ringer turned totally off. And I constantly get announcements from ESPN come popping up. If I turn it off completely in the middle of the night at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'll hear doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo. So that just went off, just if anybody wants to know what that sound was. Where the hell was I? I'm off the rails today. I'm off the rails. I got so many rails that I run on, and every once in a while I'm going to be off on one of them. So, all right, we usually show you something and we weave a story around it, and then we recommend an artist or piece of music based off our vast vinyl album or CD collection. And I've got something fun for you today that we can talk about. But before we start, before we get involved with this, I got something to talk about that, well, damn it, it's pissing me off. I'm a little upset. I'm a little concerned for a friend of mine. Something's bothering me greatly. Many of you know that I am now in a growing and going concern called JP's Comedy Club in Gilbert, Arizona. Beautiful 100-seat room, located right in the heart of Gilbert. Easy to get to. Okay, fun once you get there. And the primary proprietor is one Jim Perry, a man who I thank my lucky stars that I met him some time back, and that I didn't treat him like a jerk. No, he's a very funny man in his own right. Did some workshops with me, booked some shows, put me on the shows he booked. I did some shows with him. He said, I think I'm going to open up a comedy club in the middle of the pandemic. And that sounds kind of funny, but the idea was people have to go somewhere to let off steam. If we can do it safely now and make it work, we'll be ready for when the doors open, which I hope will be soon. So Jim and I went into business together. Now, the problem with going into business with someone, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes it's as good as you think you know them. You don't really know them as well as you should until maybe it's a little too late. I made a discovery yesterday, maybe the day before, maybe I'm still getting over the shock, about Jim Perry. And here's what it is. Jim Perry put salt on his pizza. I'm going to repeat that. Jim Perry put salt on his pizza. I want you to picture this, ladies and gentlemen. You've ordered a pizza. That's how you would say it if you were partly Irish or from North St. Louis. You've ordered a pizza. The pizza's shown up. There's people at your home sitting around your table. People you've invited to break bread with you. In this case, bread covered in tomato sauce and possibly some sort of meat or vegetable and cheese. And you slice it all up and make sure that the guests get a generous portion. And then one of the guests looks up and goes, excuse me, where's the salt? How does that make you feel? Doesn't it make you feel dirty? Don't you find that wrong? Yeah, Damian Fitz, that's right. First one to comment. That's crazy. That's crazy. This man put salt on his pizza. I've seen some crazy things. Look, once the pizza's made, the only thing you should put on it is possibly some grated cheese or crushed red pepper. And that is to accentuate the taste. There's already salt in the pizza. There's salt in the sauce. There's salt in the cheese. There's salt in the dough that was made to create the crust. It needs no more salt. Tina Mike Lawson say red pepper, no salt. All right, good. We're starting to get consensus here on this whole salt on the pizza thing. This bothers me in ways I can't describe. I don't know what all of a sudden gets your goat, ladies and gentlemen, but there's a couple things in life that I have a hard time abiding. And one is anybody who puts anything on cheesecake, because then it's not cheesecake. And we've talked about this before. We'll talk about it again because we haven't reached that perfect time in the world when all of mankind will realize you're not supposed to put anything on cheesecake. But now I come across a man who salts his pie. He salts his pie. And I feel comfortable calling it pie. Say, hey, let's order a pie. And that bothers some people. They go, you mean like an apple pie? I go, no, a pie from Domino's. They go, you mean a pizza pie? I don't know if it'd be redundant about it. It's not like Domino's also sells apple pies and cobblers. I don't have to be perfect when I say if I'm going for Domino's, I go, a pizza pie. Like if I call Domino's and go, bring me a pie with pepperonis and mushrooms, and all of a sudden there's going to send me an apple pie with a bunch of pepperonis and mushrooms. That's a pie. But this man salts his pie. And I don't know your thoughts on this, but I just think that's wrong. I don't know if I could sit at the same table with a human being who does this. I mean, I don't think I'd make a scene. I don't think I'd lunge at them from across the table like, you son of a bitch. I don't think I would do that. I mean, I got manners. I was raised in Missouri. I got a good Christian raising and an 8th grade education. And if someone's going to come to my house and put salt in their pizza, I don't want to be treated that way. But I think I'd probably have to get up from the table. Probably just go outside and somebody go, hey, what are you doing? I mean, not eating. I just thought I'd get up and walk around for a little bit. Gina might go and say Missourians do not call it pie. You know, that's true, you guys. They don't call it pie. But that is a colloquialism that I probably picked up during my travels since the late 70s when I left our wonderful country home in Missouri. Although at the end I wasn't living in the country, I was living in the city. I was actually living in near the city of St. Louis, but I was raised up in the country. So and they don't call it pie there. I know. You know, my mom. You know what kind of pizza we used to have when I was a kid? We had those homemade Chef Boyardee pizzas. They came in a box. Your mom would make them. And they were cardboard with ketchup on them and some sort of cheese. Hello, Tyrus. Tyrus, not much. But they were delicious because your mom made them. And anything made by your mom was made with love. And it was good. But I'm here to tell you right now, if even as a little boy, even as a child, even as a wee toddler, if my mom had made that Chef Boyardee pizza and then set it on my plate and then dumped a bunch of Morton salt on it, I think I would have tried to have myself put up for adoption. I think I would have ran away from home. I think I got my little self a stick and a red kerchief and made a hobo bag and went jaunting down to the nearest railroad track or in Missouri to the river and try to catch. You know what? I'd probably become like a ferryman or something. I'd probably go to work on a barge. You know, I'd be a child working on a barge, my face covered in coal dust. Not coal, I wouldn't say coal. Coal dust. And they go, why? And I go, me mother, me sainted mother, she put salt on me pizza. And the other workers would go, all right, lad, we're going to show you how to tote that barge and lift that bear. We're going to take care of you. Tina Michael says they did not eat a lot of pizza as kids because their dad hated it. Now, I did not know that. I did not know that about your dad. Of course, none of us really, you guys all got to know my dad because when he got older, and we got older, he was drinking in the bars that we drank in. But I don't think there was a lot of pizza talk down at the Red Brick in Howell Springs, Missouri. I think there was a lot of talk in that bar. So anyway, I just need to get that off my chest, you guys. I need to share, okay? I got a lot going on in my life right now. We got so much going on right now. Some of you may know that I've taken on some extra added responsibility at this point in my life. In all seriousness, I'm the chairman of an organization called the Copa City Dems. It is a democratic social organization out here in Greater Maricopa where we're working hard to get the message of the Democratic Party out and to hopefully elect some good Democrats to local offices. I'm the vice president of my homeowner association. Dudes, it's crazy being the vice president. Well, first off, vice president doesn't mean anything. It's just, everybody gets titles of a homeowner association. But people are going crazy. Like we put lights in a park and people started losing their minds. Lights? Oh my God. They were talking about putting in a bathroom. Like a bathroom? So I got people out here that are upset that we lit up the park and we're going to put in bathrooms. I don't know. I'm not going to say they live in the wrong community. That's not me to say. Maybe they live in the wrong century. the venomous attacks. And then the look on their faces when they see in person, realize that you're not some disembodied character you're not some Russian troll pretending to be, a gymnast, that you're an actual human being, and they see in the park, or see somewhere like, oh, hi. That's a problem. Tyrus Etheridge said, you know what, and I'm going to tell you this, Tyrus, about the people that I serve with on this board, some really great people, and I'm not going to mention their names, but some really great people that really have the community in mind and are involved. But, no matter what you do, no matter, shit behind the tree. Yeah, I don't know, Mike, maybe that's what they want to do. I don't know, buddy. We have a over 15-acre park that's absolutely beautiful, and I've worked my butt off to keep it green year round. And we for years talk about putting the number one thing when there's surveys in my community, people want in the park is a public pool. But then you try to put in a bathroom, they're like, are you out of your mind? A bathroom? Maybe they just want to pee in a pool. Maybe. But I've got, someone told me one time they go to problem with homeowner associations are that they're primarily populated by retired people who don't have anything to do all day, but stick their nose in other people's business. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. I've been involved in a couple. One in the 90s when I lived in Los Angeles, and I was on the board there, and this one where I lived here for years and tried to stay uninvolved, but finally did. But the people I'm involved with on this board are not those people. They are dynamic people who work hard and then contribute to the community. But we do have some people who just spend all day just viciously attacking people on social media. So social media has nothing to do with the board. People just take the name of our community, Maricopa Meadows, and put it on a Facebook page and think that they now are somehow what? I don't know. Be like if Disneyland, if somebody go, oh, we're the Disneyland Facebook page. Disneyland went, oh, okay. Somehow we've let that one slip by. But I've taken on all those extra responsibilities. So along with, because I got a lot on my plate, guys, and it's all good stuff. Along with doing this show every day, which I truly love doing, love hanging out with you guys, just in a sort of not even ADHD on steroids way, just kind of shoot the breeze about a myriad of topics. I enjoy doing it so much. And then we've got our workshops, both on Zoom and live. That's going on, plus other shows we're booking. Got so much great family around. I got a great wife, and she and I can have fun just looking for olive oil in the grocery store. Don't try to make that anything dirty. Some of you will. That's right. That's our big Saturday or Sunday afternoon. Let's go to the store and get some olive oil. Got great grandkids that come around, a wonderful daughter. I got a full life, and I'm starting to wonder why I decided to do this homeowner association thing. I think it was because I've seen some people get on the board and so wreck things. A lot of good people, but just not knowing what they're doing, inadvertently wreck things. They go, all right, someone's got to straighten this out. So crazy life. La vida loca that I have. What time is it, Cheryl? How much time do I have?
You've been on 15.
I've been on 15 minutes. Okay, let me get some stuff.
Under these terms.
Okay. Bob Rocky, a.k.a. Robert Aguirre, one of the funniest people I know. As a matter of fact, I like Bob Rocky more than he likes himself. I've never hurt Bob Rocky. Bob Rocky cannot say that he has never hurt Bob Rocky. Yeah, see there we go already. Mike Law, all I have to do is Mike Lawson, don't forget the plastic sheets with the olive oil. No, I'm talking about for putting in the salad. And Bob Rocky puts up olive and then in a separate post, oil or Earl. They call it Earl. Olive Earl. By the way, now it no longer becomes a double entendre for anything sexual if you go to Olive Earl. Hey, let's get out the Olive Earl.
I've seen that movie too, and somebody ends up with a broken hip.
Yeah. That's Shirley said she saw that movie too, and someone ends up with a broken hip. Don't do that. You'll end up with a broken hip. Bob Rocky says he likes olive oil. I'm sure you do, you calloused hand son of a gun. I got some things to get to here. I know all of a sudden, you know what? The salt on the pizza thing, you guys didn't really join in with me in the mass condemnation of this abomination of a foodstuff that I kind of thought would happen. But all of a sudden, I mentioned olive oil, and the entire bleachers is up dancing around. Hey, speaking of bleachers, what have I got to show you today? We picked this up not too long ago. Check it out, brand new bobblehead. Thank you very much. Okay, this is courtesy of while I was in Los Angeles visiting my daughter, my wife Shirley, I'm the producer of this show, went out on the bobblehead hunt and scored. Man, we scored this. We scored a Justin Upton, who I believe, Cheryl, double check that one there, the broken back guy. Is it the same guy? Is it the same guy? Do we have two different versions of the same man? I could be wrong. You see the broken all the way in the is he right down there? Justin Upton? No, up there, up next to James Dean. Next to James Dean. All the way in the back. Who is that? All right. Okay. Let me give it. All right. Check it out. This is the first. This is new. Two different bobbleheads of the same man. Now, I don't want any comments about, the show is not in black and white. So you can obviously see that the face of one is slightly different than the face of the other. Both of them, Justin Upton. Both of them. Let me show them to my YouTube friends right there. This is the latest one we got. Shirley goes, I think you already got this guy. No, this one commemorates his broken bat home run September 19, 2011 versus the Pittsburgh Pirates. You know what? And it's surprising anything commemorates anything with that crap team. This is just part of, we have part of this collection where you can put them all together and it forms a background. But this is another Justin Upton. So two, ladies and gentlemen, two of number 10, Arizona Diamondback Justin Upton. That's right. Double the bobbleheads, double the fun for you. Bob Rocky says a huge bat on that one. You know, everything Bob says, everything he says, if you take it wrong, you actually understand what he actually means. Okay, let's get to the music while we got some time. What I'm going to share with you today, every once in a while, every little once in a while, the music from a play or a movie outlives and eclipses the film or the play itself. Oftentimes the music in a play does not, or even the soundtrack. You take the movie The Godfather with a stunningly good soundtrack. There, the soundtrack stood on its own, but the movie still eclipsed the soundtrack, even though the soundtrack is great. A play like Showboat, it had great songs like Old Man River. The music seems to have eclipsed the play itself. There was a movie that came out in 1977, 78. Okay, and the name of the movie was FM. And it was the story of a iconoclastic FM radio station. People don't seem to understand what FM radio was in the 60s to the mid 70s and how it came to be. And what happened was AM was where music was played. Hardly anybody listened to FM. FM was for audiophiles, people who had things had to sound perfect. And a lot of classical music was played stuff. And it was kind of like an afterthought. Tyrus Edwards is like Heidi. Yes, Tyrus, like Heidi. You have to humor people sometimes. Sure, you have to humor. So FM was not paid attention to, and the stations were really inexpensive. And in 1965 in San Francisco, I believe it was KSAN, a DJ started playing the music that was being created by the new bands in San Francisco, the Grateful Dead, the Jefferson Airplane, Big Brother and a Holding Company, Quicksilver Messenger Service, the Fugs, on and on and on and on. And that idea caught on till somewhere by the late 60s, every major city in America and many minor ones had an FM station that was playing rock music. Now, a couple things took place. A whole culture was built up around these radio stations, and it finally split the playlist. There used to be, if you look at the top 10 or a top 40 from 1965, you'll see Bob Dylan and you'll see Frank Sinatra. You will. But by 67, you did not see that. FM became our Bible. FM became what we built our lives around. The music they played mattered to us. It was important. It was the soundtrack to our culture and our thinking and our way of life. Right or wrong, that's what happened. Now, they began to be, and the DJs could play whatever they want. They could play Inagata Davida, an 18-minute song, and right after that, they could play the whole side to a Led Zeppelin album, and no one would say anything. They wouldn't announce what the songs were. You had to figure it out. You could go down to the radio station in St. Louis and buy concert tickets directly from the DJ while he was spinning records, or even smoke a joint with the guy. I know, I did it. But by the mid-70s, they had become profit centers. And once they became profit centers, they were rated by the large organizations who then began buying them in mass and bringing in program directors and establishing playlists and all those things that began to suck the beauty and the wonder that FM stations were in the 60s through the mid-70s right out of them. The movie FM was a story of one such station. Now, in that movie, the station wins in the end, but they never really won. This was the soundtrack. Now, I know the movie quite well because when it came out, I was a motion picture projectionist in the city of St. Louis and would be running it sometimes 2-3 times a night. I can't tell you who starred in the movie. I kind of recognize their faces a little bit, or the plot, which was thin. It was a corporate version of an anti-corporate movie. And it was poorly put together that way. The actors did the best they could, but it was a little heavy-handed. But the soundtrack to the movie FM really kind of captured what was at the time the apex, the epitome of an FM playlist, and the wide variety of music you would hear. And I don't think it ever got any greater than this. Matter of fact, this was not as great as FM was in the late 60s, but here in the late 70s, here was the soundtrack to the movie FM. Boston's More Than a Feeling, Jimmy Buffett, Livingston Saturday Night, Doobie Brothers, It Keeps You Running, Eagles, Life in the Fast Lane, Dan Fogelberg, There's a Place in the World for a Gambler, Foreigner, Cold as Ice, Billy Joel, Just the Way You Are, Randy Meisner, Bad Man, Steve Miller, Fly Like an Eagle, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Breakdown, Queen, We Will Rock You, and two by Linda Ronstadt, Tumbling Dice and Poor, Poor, Pitiful Me, Boz Scaggs, Lido Shuffle, Bob Seger, Night Moves, Steely Dan, Doing FM, and Do It Again, James Taylor, Your Smiling Face, and Joe Walsh, Life's Been Good. These were some of the best songs of the late 70s, all put together as the soundtrack to the movie. And the soundtrack certainly eclipsed the film. The majority of these songs still live on. Josh Judd. Hello, Josh. Corporatization, the Slow Death of America. James Connolly, hi. These songs were some of the greatest songs of the late 70s. Okay, and they were in a movie that was supposed to be an anti-corporate movie put out by a large corporation. Hold on, what are you? I even told you. Oh, so we're picking one song for them to, and I'm going to talk about Linda Ronstadt's version of Tumbling Dice. And by the way, it's so cool because you can see this on YouTube because in the movie, they're promoting a Linda Ronstadt concert and they have concert footage of her when she was at her most wonderful. An anti-corporate movie put out by a big corporate media organization that was poorly done, and the movie kind of sucked, but the music was absolutely wonderful. So you can do some things for yourself. You can Google the movie FM and all the great soundtrack. Some of these bands live on forever in our minds. Certainly, Linda does. The Doobie Brothers, in a sense, do Foreigner, Boston, although I hated Boston. I hated Boston. Of course, Queen. And I think that was the last song in the movie, We Will Rock You. They took over the FM station themselves in the movie. Boz Scaggs going from being a great blues guy he was to kind of a disco guy with the Lido Shuffle. So many good late 70s songs on this compilation. But if we're going to recommend one song today that I think will make you feel good in your heart, make you feel good in your mind, make you feel good in your soul, it's got to be Linda Ronstadt's version of Rolling Stones' Tumbling Dice. So anyway, I just want to share that with you today. I got this album, and like I said, some of these songs I will remember to my dying day. Thank you. Josh says the 1970s was the height of American music. For rock, I would agree, although I think it probably was a little earlier than this. I think it was early and mid-70s, but that's a conversation we can have on a later show, and I would love to have that. Jazz, funk, hard rock, it was all happening. Dickie Palmer's watching, man, my old buddy from when I was touring Creative Entertainment Days. Hi, Dickie, how are you, man? So check out, you might even want to check out the movie FM and tell me if you think that I'm right or wrong about it being kind of a rather maudlin, not maudlin, but a rather mediocre film with an incredible soundtrack. Mediocre film, incredible soundtrack, FM. Do yourself a favor. And if you heard it before and now you haven't heard it in a while, listen to it again. If you never heard it before, click the link that we're providing and listen to God Lover, the incomparable Linda Ronstadt at the height of not only her musical powers, but her youth and beauty. Arizona's own Linda Ronstadt doing the Stones Tumbling. Great a marriage as Jimi Hendrix doing Bob Dylan's All Along the Watchtower. All right, that's all I got for you today. I got to change clothes. I got to brush my teeth and comb my hair, hop in the car, and head on down. David Sanchez says, I love Linda Ronstadt. Her Warren Zevon were fantastic. Warren Zevon credits her with making him a star because she recorded so many of his songs. And Jackson Brown. We'll talk about that whole things that came out of the Troubadour. Those guys all came out of the Troubadour on Santa Monica Boulevard in the late 60s, early 70s. We'll talk about it on a different show because now, guys, I got to go. I'm going to be at JP's Comedy Club, 860 East Warner Road at 5 p.m. today. We got an early show for you. Daniel Wayne, I will see you in a couple hours. He's one of the funny comics on the show. Got to go. Tomorrow, I got Mo. You've been watching Living on a Thin Line. Don't put salt on your pizza. Thank you. Bye-bye. Goodbye, YouTubers.
So I did something I don't know if I should have done, but I didn't. I called Jerry and filled in.
Your brother?
Yeah.
There's no reason for.
And it kind of gets me mad that the older sisters won't do that. Why not?
I don't know. I can't answer for it. I don't know that.
But I was thinking about, how it would make you and Jerry feel if you were left out of.
Terrible. That's why we were left out with Mom.
Yeah.
don't know.
Did you get out of YouTube?
Yeah. I only got a few minutes now. There we go. Actually, 3:15.
Yeah, so that little white car that parks across in front of our house,
Yeah.
it looks like it's from seafood.
Yeah, I figured that. There's a young girl with silver high school tassel or something on the thing.
Yeah.
We'll play this for 5 minutes and get ready. I'll be home by 8.
Oh, I mean,
Huh?
I'm spending a lot of time on my phone, and I don't mean to. It's just,
I don't know. You got to get a family thing going on. Huh?